Follow the money.
That's what I always say. You always follow the money.
Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Thanks for checking in. We're live on YouTube TV, Sirius XM channel 158, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio, or any of our great affiliates across the country. Derek Stevens on the program coming up in 30 minutes. What is his reaction to Las Vegas getting the Super Bowl again coming up in 2029? Right now, a longtime friend of the show, the best in the business, Matt Vasgersian, joins the program, and he is on the Progressive Guest Line. We're going to go 2 full, strong segments right now talking Major League Baseball. Okay, so let's get into some season-long stuff that you have.
Yeah.
And I know his first start did not go very well. I also have a bet on Luzardo from the Phillies to lead the league in strikeouts this year. My one, I guess, the negative going into this on him was I just can't have him have that blow-up inning or that blow-up game because he had like 4 or 5 last year. Well, that's what happened in the first start with him. He gave up like 6 earned runs, but struck out 7. Where were you looking for Luzardo this year?
Yeah, it came out of nowhere, too, because he had a good spring. You know, maybe it's a guy justifying the contract because he signed that big one. All the peripherals point to him having a great year. The way he's mixed in a new sweeper, he's at that age, that 29, 30-year-old kind of south of 30 sweet spot where guys are better before they hit that 30-year mile marker. I still think he's going to have a really big year. I'm a little worried about the Phillies as a team. If you were on a Phillies team win total, their lineup has looked terrible. They haven't had a lead since opening day. And they're not lining up against the 27 Yankees, no offense to anybody else, but that lineup has not looked good. And you're worried about, the teams that are criticized for, quote, running it back like the Yankees. Well, they're running back a pretty good team. But until they get Wheeler back, I'm not convinced that it's the same old dominant Phillies anymore. And I think they're vulnerable in the division. I do like Luzardo, having said that, and I do think he's going to have a real good year.
All right. How about Warren with the Yankees, who goes Friday?
Yeah, he's probably going to go Friday. The Yankees haven't announced that officially yet, but it's his day. My like of Will Warren began last year, and it's even stronger now because he changed his spot on the mound. He's pitching off the third base side of the rubber now, and it's created a whole different lane for him to attack the strike zone. You can see it when you watch him pitch, especially if you line up videos side by side, which we've done. You really see the difference. And he's a guy who had some strikeout totals that popped last year. He works deep into counts, and so a lot of times the pitch count prevents him from getting to 7, 8, 9 punch-outs. I don't know about as a futures play, but I think as a guy to watch for strikeout totals, especially when he's at home, especially in the daytime, and he might get a home day start on opening day on Friday against the Marlins team that'll swing and miss a little bit. He's a guy to watch every 5 days too.
Okay, excellent. What are your takeaways in talking to people in the sport about ABS? And I see the Yankees went 5 for 5 yesterday.
Yeah, the Yankees were on point yesterday. I don't know if Houston was winless in ABS challenges through the first weekend. They were 0 for 6. The story for me is more about the challenge that aren't requested than the ones that are, because I think there are a lot of players that are afraid to do it. And, you see those borderline calls late in the game. You can't die with that challenge in your pocket. I think players are afraid to do it. Very few pitchers have the largesse to do it. It's mostly coming from catchers. The most successful challenges, catchers have been more successful than hitters in challenging the strike zone. And it's the quiet, good hands catchers. Salvador Perez, JT Realmuto, the guys that don't move around a lot, because those guys have such a good idea of the strike zone. We don't realize how good these guys are, man. They're so good back there. But my takeaway is this. I think one of the unintended consequences here is there's going to be some resentment among the umpires. How can there not be?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
If you're CB Buckner and you got that Astros-Red Sox game and you get completely torched and it's on a scoreboard and fans are razzing you and you go home and you wear that, these guys are humans. It can't not affect them. So I wonder where we're going to be in 2 months when challenges become more frequent. Because, again, I think everybody's been gun shy. We're going to get to a point where this is happening regularly, and they're going to be overturning a lot of calls. And, the umpires are not going to like this. They've been real good soldiers about it so far, that, they're kind of, unified statement has been, we want to get it right, just like in the case of instant replay. But when you're a guy that's, 0 for 10 on your challenges, it can't not affect you.
I wonder if it could lead to some absolutely preposterous ejections. Would that be a thing maybe where the umpire gets so flustered that he starts getting into it with the manager and then prematurely tosses someone?
There was one the other day at the end of the Baltimore-Minnesota game. Derek Shelton felt like the Baltimore challenge took too long, the ABS challenge. It's supposed to be essentially real time. You got 2 seconds, and you can't look in the dugout. You can't get any help. Shelton thought that they gave him too long to put the challenge in, so he came out and lost his mind. And, yeah, I do think there are going to be some funky situations which lead to more managerial hijinks. Aaron Boone is already public enemy number one within the umpires union. Mm-hmm. He's going to lose his mind at some point over this, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Well said. Follow the money here on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Our guest, Matt Vasgersian. So another pitcher here that you wanted to talk about. And, look, his ceiling, I think, very high. Last year had 173 strikeouts. The problem is, Matt, Gavin Williams also walked 83 batters. And that kind of reared its ugly head again in his first start of the year against the Mariners. Had 7 Ks, but walked 6 again. What were you expecting from him this year?
Yeah, I think a lot of that, and I haven't read this, I haven't talked to anybody around the Guardians to confirm this, but he changed his pitch mix last year, and he incorporated a lot more east-wests, a lot more sweeper-sinker to complement his vertical game, because he's always been primarily four-seam fastball up in the zone. So when you start adding more east-west, occasionally you're going to lose sight of the strike zone, as I guess he did in his opener. I still like that guy's profile long term, and I think his season long K number from what I saw was 156.5, which I feel like is pretty reasonable. He had a lot more success once he figured out that new pitch mix last year, mm-hmm. and I would imagine that's what kind of bit him in his opener.
Give me some win totals that you liked, or maybe we still could jump in at this point. Some teams you were high on. You've been so good on this over the years.
I didn't think the Pirates overhaul, if you want to call it that, was significant enough for me to kind of change how I view them. But after watching them in the opening weekend, when, by the way, they did not look particularly sharp. O'Neal Cruz on opening day, put the sunglasses on, my man. Yes. That was not a good look.
Uh-huh.
But, with the bats that they've added, O'Hearn, and in particular Brandon Lau, getting that guy off of the turf in Tampa, even though they played at Steinbrenner Field last year, I get it. It's going to save his back. It's probably going to add to the number of at-bats he has this year. He's already clicked 3 homers. He's our size. He's not a big, giant guy. And he's an elite power bat. It's exactly what they needed. And their pitching has already been really good, well documented. And by the way, that's one to watch tonight. Maybe you guys can tell me the Bubba Chandler strikeout number, but that he goes tonight, makes a season debut, and the Reds lineup tonight is filled with punch-outs. A couple of dudes who you wonder what's going on here to start the season. Ellie De La Cruz, 8 punch and 15 at-bats. Suarez, 7 strikeouts and 16 at-bats. TJ Friedel, 7 strikeouts and 17 at-bats. And then they got Will Benson and Noelvi Marte in there today, who have not been starting every game, and they've been striking out like crazy. So I'm guessing Bubba Chandler's numbers of 4.5, 5.5 today.
Yeah, 6 is plus money. 7 is plus 210.
Yeah, the problem is going to be the pitch count. He only threw 11 innings in the spring. They really handle him with kid gloves for obvious reasons. He's important. If he can stay out there for 5 innings, I say he gets there. I just don't know what kind of kid gloves bubble wrap they're going to have on him tonight.
Yeah, well said. And you think the Pirates still are worth a flyer maybe to win that division?
Yeah, just based on the number, I don't know what it is, but I'm imagining the Cubs are the chalk. The Brewers are always better than advertised. Everybody, thinks that the Reds are good, but without Hunter Green, that's something that's going to hurt them. So it's legit 4-team race in that division. And why not the Pirates? Finally, they haven't been to the playoffs in 10 years, and they're as good as they've been in the last decade this year.
6-1, Matty.
I'd need more like 9-1 to get off the couch on that, but why not?
Okay. All right. Well, hang tight. You gave us one look, at least for tonight already, with Bubba Chandler making his debut this year for the Pirates against the Reds. We're going to dive into the card a little bit more. You got a lot of, fifth starters going tonight. A couple of aces, but a lot of other guys at the back end of the rotation. We'll get Matt Vasgersian's look at the rest of the card coming up on Follow the Money. It's VSiN, the Sports Betting Network.
So you're listening to this podcast because you want an edge. But what if I told you you're only halfway there? You've got the mindset. Now it's time to get the toolkit to match. Here's the thing. Pro bettors spend thousands on data and tools, but what they don't want you to know is you can get the same edge for a fraction of the cost with VSiN Pro. With VSiN Pro, you get access to expert picks, public betting data, prop projections, powerful tools, analytics, and more. Tap the link in the description and see why thousands of bettors are already using VSiN Pro to cash more bets.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
We continue talking Major League Baseball here with the great Matt Vasgersian. Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. He is on the Progressive Guest Line. All right, so I wanted to ask you about a couple of starting pitchers going on the bump tonight. And here at VSiN, we have teamed up with Ballpark Pal again this year, Matt. It's a great website. They have great projections. And right now, open for everybody to check out on the website here at vsin.com. And they're high on Brandon Pfaadt today, going for Arizona against Detroit. This game's at 9:40 Eastern time. They are projecting 6.76 Ks out of him tonight. They really like the 5+ around minus 135. What do you make of his prospects here taking on this Tigers club?
Yeah, I like that a lot. First of all, Ballpark Pal's great. That's been one of our kind of favorite places to go to for resources in the past. Brandon Pfaadt, last year, again, he was super inconsistent, right? He flashed as a young guy, and after he got over a little homer problem 3 years ago, turned into a pretty reliable pitcher. He was big for the Arizona Diamondbacks in that World Series run against Texas. That whole postseason, he was great. And then started losing focus on or losing command of his secondary stuff. So this spring, they worked on his sweeper, and he had terrific success on that. Big K rate, big results off the sweeper. His bigger strikeout games have always been at home, whether he's, good or not as good. And again, he has been inconsistent. So he's at home against the Tigers lineup last year. And again, you just kind of have to go on last year's samples. While they didn't have Kevin McGonigal, who helps their contact rate tremendously, that's a team that struck out a bunch last year. And if you add this into it, the idea that, Arizona's bullpen has been really rough to start the year, and they might be looking for a little bit more canvas out of their starter tonight because I don't know how deep that bullpen group is. And you could say the same thing tonight for Max Scherzer, by the way, for Toronto, pitching against the Rockies. Yesterday Cody Ponce got injured and left the game really early, and they burned through everybody. So not everybody's going to be available on a back-to-back, and where Scherzer might have been somewhere in the 5 innings, 80 pitch mark, maybe that's a little north of that now, given the bullpen status. So when you're looking at strikeout totals, I think that matters. And I really like that number for Pfaadt tonight.
Yeah, great observation. By the way, on the Blue Jays bullpen, 13 of the 14 runs allowed yesterday came from the pen. And you said it. I mean, they went through a ton of guys throwing, 30-plus pitches. Looks like 4 guys out of that pen threw 27-plus pitches last night. So I think you're spot on there. What do you make of DeGrom tonight? Had the neck stiffness, had to skip a start against Philadelphia over the weekend. Again, I'll tell you, Ballpark Pal, they have him going for like 8.38 Ks in the game. He's down to like 6+ at minus 130 or thereabouts. What do you think of DeGrom?
Oh, boy, I'd really want to look at that spreadsheet and figure out how they came up with that K total. I get it. It's Jacob DeGrom, elite strikeout numbers, historic strikeout numbers. The next thing's got to scare you a little bit. And if we're watching starters closely in April just because it's April, well, you're certainly watching a guy like DeGrom who's coming back from a couple of Tommy John surgeries and had something unrelated to the elbow that slowed him down for his scheduled debut. I'd be worried about that 8. Look, I would never make it a point to quote unquote bet against a guy like Jacob DeGrom because he's a Hall of Fame caliber pitcher. But given the circumstances and how early we are in the season, I don't know that 8 is a realistic thing.
All right. How about Soriano going against the Cubbies?
Yeah, he's fascinating, man. He's probably the guy on the Angels staff that has the most upside, really exaggerated home road splits last year, and I'm a big believer in those for whatever reason. Some guys prefer starting the game on the mound. Some guys prefer starting the game either in the bullpen or on the bench. But whatever the reason is, it's a real thing for a lot of guys. And he was much better on the road last year than at Angel Stadium. And Angel Stadium's a relatively neutral park factor facility. The wind was blowing on Saturday at Wrigley Field. We thought it was going to be a factor on Sunday at Wrigley Field, and it really wasn't. To me, that feels like from where you guys sit, advocating playing on games and stuff, it's kind of a stay away. He's good. He could shut down the Cubs. Do you believe in the senior statesman group that the Angels have put together for a bullpen? Hasn't held up very well. Certainly didn't hold up very well in Houston. Soriano's really, he's probably the most talented member of their starting staff. I don't know. What is his strikeout number today? 5.5, 6.5, something in there?
1 second.
I'll double check that.
Yep.
I don't think it's that high, to be honest.
4.5.
4.5. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, see, that's intriguing, man. Like, that's low enough to get your attention. They know what they're doing when they write these numbers, apparently.
6 is almost 2 to 1. The Royals are plus 230 to win the division. Your thoughts on Kansas City and what they did to the ballpark with the bringing in the fences and lowering the wall out there?
The last taste we had of the Tigers last year was not good because they almost let the whole thing slip away. So for that reason, a lot of people think that they're vulnerable as the chalk in the division. I happen to think they're the best team in the division. But if there's any kind of second place postseason worthy team that could make a run and knock off the chalk, it'd be the Royals. They made good moves. Their bench is so much deeper than it's been each of the last number of years with Starling Marte on it in particular. Kyle Isbell's already homered this year. If they get a little pop from him, that's a bonus. Seth Lugo's opener was great. They've got the same meaty guys in the middle of the lineup, Salvi Perez, Witt, Pasquantino, that they've had the last couple of years. I really like Kansas City. And to your point, Pauly, about the ballpark, I know Vinny Pasquantino was talking about it at the World Baseball Classic. Those guys are elated for the shorter dimension and the lower dimension. They took the fence down 18 inches.
Yeah.
So the corners, the difference in the corners isn't dramatic, but it's lower and the power alleys are easier to reach now. That's going to be a big deal in that ballpark. And I do like the Royals as a postseason team.
Very good. Matt Vasgersian, our guest here on the Progressive Guest Line. Another pitcher I wanted to throw at you tonight. Shane McClanahan, I'm a big fan of him. He was so good for those couple of years with the Rays, but Matt, he hasn't pitched in like 1,000 days, not since 2003, taking on this Brewers lineup. Now, they were shut down a little bit last night in their first loss, but they were raking like crazy against the White Sox. Expectations tonight for McClanahan?
Yeah, I wouldn't look for him to go past 5 innings. I mean, if anybody's out there looking for strikeout totals on somebody like that, that is a classic example of let's wait and see what it looks like for a month, and then you get involved in May because of exactly what you said, Mitch. It's just been such a long time since he's pitched. And the Brewers, they worked up big numbers against the White Sox without a lot of starters. Churio missed Sunday's game. They had Yelich coming in off the bench, and he hit that 3-run pinch hit homer. So they're live, and I would want to wait and see what McClanahan does. And the same thing could be said on the other side of that game for Woodruff. He did come back. Great teammate, great trooper. Chose to come back to Milwaukee on the qualifying offer. The only thing that would be interesting from that standpoint for me is looking at Yandy Diaz. Because, man alive, is that dude red hot coming out of the gate. And he's in an interesting year where he's in a kind of a walk year. There's a club option on his deal. He's had his name kicked around as, a trade guy the last couple of years. I think he's got 12 or 13 hits in their first 4 games. It's a franchise record. So he'd be interesting on a total base prop tonight for me, Yandy.
Okay. Good. Are you freaked out with the A's start? Can't put the ball in play.
Yeah, I'd be freaked out if I was the A's. I mean, they're, like the White Sox getting swept. I think they're a better team than last year's version. 57 punch outs in 4 games.
Right.
what is going on there? That can't continue. I get it. They were up in Toronto and all that World Series momentum is still there, but good Lord. And they look flat in Atlanta too. I'd be worried about that. Yes.
Yep. Very good.
I'm with you.
Matt, you're the best.
Yes.
Thanks for carving out some time to pop on with us here on a Tuesday and talk some Major League Baseball. We really appreciate that.
Good talking to you guys as always. I'll be listening.
There you go.
Thank
Matt
you,
Vasgersian, Progressive Guest Line, all over MLB Network, Netflix, Peacock, calling games.
Messing with the body clock.
Yeah.
That's great. It was great to see him on Netflix. You could talk to him for 2 hours.
No matter what, I would have missed that flight.
Yeah.
I think he cut up on me when I was telling him that I missed a flight before. Again, a long time ago. I can't. I have to get to the airport like 2 hours ahead of time. So I will never forget what it was like to miss that flight. I had to wait an extra day. My fault.
What happened?
I was given the wrong directions. So
Really?
I went the wrong way on a freeway for like 15 miles before. I'm like, I don't see the airport. What the hell are they talking about? No, you're supposed to go south, not north. Oh, okay, great. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Bad beat.
Yeah, I'd
That
say.
is tough. I'm with them. I'm playing against the A's too because this has been ugly. Looking for an edge in baseball betting? Check out the VSiN Daily Diamond. Sharp daily baseball betting insight all season long. It's Jensen Lewis and Dave Ross. They break it down, lines, totals, props, and futures. Subscribe to the VSiN Daily Diamond wherever you get your podcast. And while you're there, search VSiN for the full podcast lineup. Everything from the NBA, college sports, horse racing, and more. VSiN Sports Betting Network. Go get it.
Up next, Derek Stevens is going to join the program. Owner, CEO of Circa Las Vegas. Super Bowl is coming back to Las Vegas. Does he expect it to be in the rotation every 5 to 6 years? And what has he heard about an 18-game regular season schedule? We'll ask him next here on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
A lot to get into here. Every Tuesday at this time, owner, CEO of Circa Las Vegas, Derek Stevens, joins the program. Good to see you again, man. How are you?
Good. How you doing, fellas?
Doing well.
sir.
Your reaction to Las Vegas getting the Super Bowl again coming up in 2029? I'm guessing it's going to be a part of like every rotation, like every 5 or 6 years.
I hope so. I mean, it's pretty amazing. You pretty well know you're gonna get one. You know, if you build a multi-billion-dollar stadium and you got the owners supporting it, and you got the Convention Visitor Authority supporting it, you're gonna get one. But to be able to get a second one within 5 years, that's pretty telling. So, no, the Super Bowl in 2024 was a pretty big hit for everybody, and NFL really took notice and wanted to come back. So it's pretty good. So coming in 2029,
That's awesome.
The
Really
reaction
good.
that I heard, by the way, from like all national media is that they loved it here.
yeah. I mean, Vegas is a town that's made for big events. And what's bigger than this? I mean,
Damn right.
with all the hotels and all the venues and all the business that happens. I did a couple interviews yesterday. You know, Super Bowl's the game is a game, and obviously that's what we love. But also Super Bowl is something that starts effectively on the Sunday before, and this will impact 150,000 hotel rooms for 8 days straight. Think about all the restaurants, all the bartenders, everybody working here. It's going to be great for the city.
So you were at the event. What else came out of it? And it appears that the owners are pushing hard for 18 games.
Yeah, it's pretty apparent, isn't it?
Yes.
So here's the thing. Historically, whenever you announce a city's getting a Super Bowl, what do? You announce the number, you announce the year, and you announce the date. Well, guess what? We still haven't announced the date for the one in Atlanta. Haven't announced the date here. So, I would say the fallback plan for the Super Bowl here in Vegas is February 11th, 2025. But I would also say February 18th, 2025 is in play.
2029.
I'm sorry, 2029.
Yeah.
February 18th, 2029 is in play. But February 25th, 2029, that's the favorite.
That's the favorite.
That's the favorite. That's the favorite.
So they're playing games right now. We don't have an appetite for it, the players, but it's like we'll come up with more money. We'll give you 2 buys. We'll play 18 games.
Well,
we'll take away a preseason.
I think what's happening is that this still has to be negotiated between the players union and the owners. I think that the money is so significant. That's why I'm putting the third option as the favorite. So the last Sunday in February is where I think Super Bowls are going. The fact that the Super Bowl in Atlanta and the Super Bowl here, the date hasn't been specified, means this is obviously a hot topic. But you think about a few things that came out of this owners' meetings. Yeah, I mean, we're talking a few onside kick rules. I love the little business stuff happening on the side.
Oh, yeah.
And when you see, some little things like what they did here, it's just impacts this year. But they legally changed Fridays are no longer considered a short week. What does that mean? Because you can only play 2 short week games in a season. So on Friday, that means there's a lot more options for Christmas this year. And there's a lot more options for the day after Thanksgiving. Changes the dynamic because everybody's going to want to have 2. But what it does, these standalone games is what the future of the NFL is about. The standalone games is what you can sell to the streamers because that's where all the money's going to be.
Very good. Okay, to pick up on that point, they are getting rid of the Monday night doubleheaders. I think we had 4 last year. So they're getting rid of that, and then we're going to have likely a Thanksgiving Eve game, and they're going to take that with 4 other games and package that to the streamers.
Yeah, I think when it comes to Circa Survivor, we're going to have a little work to do.
Oh, yes,
when it comes out, it's going to be interesting.
Yes.
So you're saying right now, obviously, an 18-game schedule is probably a pretty big favorite.
An 18-game schedule is a very heavy favorite, and I think an 18-game schedule with a double bye. So that's how you push this to the 4th Sunday in February as opposed to the 2nd Sunday in February.
Yeah, that was my follow-up. It has to be mandatory to have 2 byes if you're going to go 18-game regular season, yeah?
It doesn't have to be. It all has to be negotiated. I mean, that's where I just think the money is too significant on the 18-game schedule. I think everybody wants to throw away the
preseason.
Yeah, preseason games.
Damn right.
I don't think the thought of moving the schedule back earlier, I don't think you want to mess around with Labor Day weekend. There's too much that goes into it. Plus, the middle to end of February is ripe for the taking, and NFL can take what they want to take, and it's just too juicy right there.
They'll own that entire time.
Yeah.
100%, because it's the NBA trade deadline. There's usually a break in the NHL as well. This year they had the Olympics. So rather than a dead period on the sports calendar, forget about it. It's going to be all NFL playoffs then.
Yeah, I mean, I think NFL dominates. I mean, they dominate right till the end of February.
Wow.
How was opening day? And was everything okay with your mom to watch the Tigers?
Yeah, we got it covered. She was okay.
Okay, good. We got it covered.
Sweat that one out. But I will tell you, they're still struggling. They're still struggling in a lot of areas trying to get the games. I mean, even on some of the games, like my office, blacked out. It's unbelievable.
All right,
it's
won't stop.
Like yesterday, truly. Who are the Mets playing?
Cardinals.
Oh, no. It was what was it? Was it one early day game?
Kansas City, Minnesota?
No, it was before that. It was you know what? It might have been on it was on Sunday. Early game, blacked out. And then yesterday. Wasn't there one game before the Kansas City?
No,
that was it. Okay. But there was another blacked out. Like more blackouts than I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And I had a game blacked out here in Las Vegas, and it was 2 East Coast teams. I've never seen that before, so I couldn't believe it.
Why would that be?
I don't know.
Yeah, we take it in the pants here with that. How was it here with with Dave Stewart coming in and throwing out the first pitch? And the pennants were up in the hot dogs, and how'd that go?
It was good. We set a record on hot dogs, so I'm good.
Right.
This is great. See, that's one of my things. A lot of people don't understand what my ulterior motive is here. My ulterior motive is, for me growing up in Detroit, I have a feeling what opening day should be like.
Yep.
Cincinnati's the original, but Pittsburgh, all the East Coast places, Midwest places, opening day is like a statewide holiday, citywide holiday, and I think Vegas is getting there. There's a lot more people here for this opening day than we had a year ago, more than 2 years ago, and it's getting closer. Next year, we're going to blow it out. And then 2 years from now, we've got the official opening day here in Vegas, and I'm hoping that everybody takes a day off.
How is the right so far in the Final Four?
It's been okay. It's been okay. Our right has continued for the tournament to have been down. Our hold percentage is a little higher, so maybe that plays into it, but but our rate's been down a little bit. Going into it, the two teams we win with, Michigan and Arizona, playing each other right off the jump. So we want one of those two to win on our futures pool versus Illinois UConn.
All right.
Okay.
Are you going to the game?
What?
Big Michigan guy. You going to go to the game?
No, I like it here, man. I'm right here.
Would you go to the national title game?
No, I'm right here. I want to be right here. I like it right here.
Would you go on an African safari? No. Why would I do that?
Why? Why would I
here?
ever
I like it
That's
here.
right. You went to Hawaii, that's it. And all hell broke loose, so you're probably never going
right.
again. Was the Duke result massive? Because there's so many favorites coming?
It was a very good outcome. It was a complicated outcome. But boy, oh boy, talk about the roar behind us. It was really something. Just
What a
something.
collapse.
Yeah.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah.
Did you meet Dave Stewart?
Yeah.
Isn't that something? Mean guy, tough, would throw at you and then, hi, I'm Dave.
He's a great guy.
Yeah,
very
is he?
friendly.
Really? Tough
very,
son of a
very
gun.
friendly. Lived in San Diego, now lives in Scottsdale. One of the most friendly ex-ball players you get to meet.
Is
Loves to
that
hang out.
right?
Oh, took pictures with everybody. Great guy.
Oh, good.
That's
That's
the
good.
angle that you're going to go with? I thought you were going to say what he's like a teddy. Everybody says like a teddy bear, nicest guy on the planet.
Yeah, right.
But if it ever comes down to throwing against him, you have no chance.
Yeah.
He's a black belt and like whatever. There's several different.
Is he?
Oh my God! Yes,
son of a gun?
Yes, absolutely, he is. Yeah.
I'll tell you what, I never looked up how old he is, but man, he's in good shape. I can tell you, he's a big man.
Yeah.
He's a big guy.
Boy, was he
He was tough.
so good.
He was tough.
Throw at you, put the hat down, glare at you.
Yep.
He was awesome.
Any early season baseball betting observations out of you?
Oh, still pretty early. Still pretty early. I'd say Verlander didn't look good in spring training. He didn't look good yesterday. That's for sure. Just didn't have it.
Don't you think he's going to be fade? You got to fade him.
I don't see. I think that makes a lot of sense until you see something.
Yeah.
No, he was great the last 2 months of the year last year, but spring training was pretty rough on him.
Weren't you the guy who laughed at the trade? Skeens, you were high on McConaughey.
Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
loved the guy.
I
And he
love
comes up
McConaughey.
4 hits in the first game.
Yeah, he's is he still favored for AL Rookie of the Year?
Last check, I believe he was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy, can this guy just smoke the ball? 107 off the bat, 104 off the bat. It's unbelievable. No, I wanted McGonigal.
Got that? Yes, you wanted him. Excellent. You going to the Crown?
Oh yeah. I was over there doing interviews today. I'm going to be at the ball. I'm going to be at the games tomorrow and Saturday and Thursday night. So sure.
Well, thanks.
Very
Jim
good.
Jackson's on Friday. Appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks, Derek. In Pocket Plays coming up. We'll recap last night's betting action and tell you what we've added for tonight here on VSiN.
The guy has an algorithm to determine the winner of any given college basketball game.
Someone gives you 10,000 to 1 on anything. You take it. Take it. Take it.
I bet you $20 I can get you gambling before the end of the day. No way. I'll give you 3 to 1 odds. Nope. 5 to 1. Nope. 10 to 1. You're on.
2 games in the tournament have gone to overtime. The prop before it started was 3.5 at Will Hill Caesars. Under minus 130, still pending. And UConn plus the 2 Saturday in the early game. Tonight?
What happens, by the way, if you have a double overtime game? You lose that?
No. God. Yes. Well, I'm going against you here. It was a nice run.
I got 4 to 1 to make
Hell
the
of a
play
run.
in.
Sure. But you know, when are you going to get a 250 to 1 that comes down this late in the season? But when you look at the numbers in the schedule, and right now they're the 10 seed, Hornets to make the playoffs, and they're a good team. Better on the road, which actually helps your case here. But they're going to have to win 2 games. So I think the no minus 150 is a good bet, even though I respect this team and how well they played. It's unfortunate they couldn't get up to this to win the division or get up higher. And I think they pound Brooklyn tonight. They're likely going to have to win 2 games. And I don't think they're going to be able to do that. Jared Allen over 11.5 points tonight. I think he eats tonight against the Lakers and has a big game. Now, the Cavs have a poor record against teams with a winning record. They spanked the Lakers in the first meeting. Mitch made the point earlier about take a look in play. There's a couple reasons for that. How do the Lakers look coming out of the gates? Both teams on a back-to-back. Cavs off the altitude game. But also, I'm worried about, I think the Cavs might engage in some shenanigans here. They do not want to play Boston and get the 3 seed. That is a bad matchup for them. They want the 4 in the worst way. In an ideal situation, in an ideal world, they would draw Toronto, spank Toronto, and then take on Detroit. Whoever one you talk to says they're the 4th choice to win the East, even though they're the 1 seed, and that's a great story. Make no mistake about it. Cleveland wants the 4, and they want that path. So with less than 2 weeks left in the regular season, maybe they do that coming up. But I'm concerned about some shenanigans with Cleveland to lock into the 4. But we'll see how they do tonight against the Lakers in a good game. Astros, I think, keep rocking and rolling against a Boston team that cannot hit. Hunter Brown goes tonight. Guys not named Abreu are hitting a 190 for the Red Sox. It's been rough. And we just talked to Matt Vasgersian, and he is concerned. 57 strikeouts so far for the A's. And I'll take the Braves at home against the reeling A's, who haven't been able to do anything at the bat. Good luck.
All right, a couple of pitching props from last night. Both got there. Clay Holmes went over 3.5 for the Mets. And Bryce Elder, it took a minute, but he did get to 5+ going for the Braves last night against the A's. So those were 2 winners to begin the baseball season. Pending upcoming stuff that we have as well, new stuff to the old portfolio here. The pending Pistons, mine hasn't graded yet, so I got them 6-1 to win the division. Hornets 4-1 to make the play-in.
When'd you bet that?
The play-in?
No, the division.
Which one?
Pistons. Good job.
I can go back and look. It's still my account. It hasn't been graded yet.
Huh.
So I can go back and look. I think it was probably early November.
Good job. Good number.
Hornets play-in 4-1. And pending to make the playoffs. I got them all the way from 11 to 14-1, but I talked about that. I remember it was in July at 14-1 to make the playoffs.
What a spot to be in if they win a game and then you're favored in the next one.
Yeah, to get creative.
Yeah, I know. Get the 7 or the 8. Much better.
All right, new stuff here as well. I got to do this. Shane McClanahan under 4.5 strikeouts tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays. He's going against the Brewers. Here's the deal. Has not pitched since 2003. Opta AI stats at vsin.com projecting him for 2.44. The Brewers have not struck out 6 times against an opposing starting pitcher yet this year. He posted good spring numbers. 2.08 ERA, 15 Ks over 13 innings, 4 different appearances. Now, he averaged almost 97 miles an hour on his four-seam fastball back in 2023. That was down around 93.5 miles an hour in spring training. I had to play under at that number. And then I bet this earlier today. Here's the thing. I'm doing an experiment with like the best or the highest value plays on the website, vsin.com, with the ballpark numbers and stuff. Brandon Pfaadt, 5+ Ks minus 130. Then Matt Vasgersian came on 45 minutes ago. He loves him tonight. He was the number 1 guy on the website earlier today with the biggest edge. It has since moved because numbers are changing. But I still have him in pocket. Obviously, I made the bet. I have not bet either of these guys so far. But right now, the number 1 edge is Brian Bayo, Red Sox, because the numbers, again, have moved. They're projecting 6.04 strikeouts out of him tonight. You can grab 5+ at plus 124 right now. And the other one, as we talked about earlier today, is Jacob deGrom. They're projecting almost 8.5 Ks in the game tonight. I can't do it. It's a 26.4% edge. I hope they're right. I can't back deGrom, though, in this game. The neck thing is just come on. It happened, 3 days ago?
Yeah.
No thanks.
That's great with the Pistons. He had a strikeout in the first inning, deGrom, and they put 2 guys on and got out of it.
Okay.
We're down to the final stretch of college hoops. Great time to stay on top of every bet. With VSiN Pro, you get every best bet, every host, every guest. The betting splits, DK and Circa, AI-powered prop tools, 24/7 video and show replays on the Watch app. Final 4 matchups are covered on vsin.com with expert previews, best bets, and trends. And beyond hoops, you get the MLB betting guide, coverage of the NBA and NHL playoff races, and the Masters betting guide. Start today, just $9.99. What a deal. Look what's coming up. We got the draft. April's crazy. 50% off the annual subscription, $9.99, vsin.com/subscribe. So that is wild what Derek just said. If you're talking about the Super Bowl, the last Sunday in February, then you go right in, okay, let's recap the game, all this, whatever, and then bam, you're in the conference tournament week. And then you're into the madness.
You're not going to have any break at all. None. The madness it falls right into your lap as soon as the Super Bowl's over with.
Right. So Jerry Jones said, if the ducks are quacking, feed them. People can't get enough of the NFL. And to go 18 games and 2 buys, oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, if they can pull that off. And again, like Derek said, don't push it up, meaning there's no reason to start on Labor Day weekend. You don't want to fight that. Plus, it's college football. And then you come back, as you have now forever, starting that next weekend in September. And then you add the 2 bye weeks, and you can go all the way until late February. Like, that's a winning recipe by the NFL. I personally don't like the importance of the standalone games. I've made that clear on this show. And by Derek saying what he just did, it tells me that we're going to get more football on Paul. Hello, Wednesday Night Football.
Yes.
Coming to a streaming device near you.
No more double headers on Monday night. And they're going to take those 5 extra games and sell them as standalone for the streaming sites.
There you go. And you'll get...
Yeah, and you're going to have a game Thanksgiving Eve, it looks like.
Yeah. And would they add like a Tuesday or a Wednesday type game to that? And you know that they're going to do... I mean, they're going to keep adding which I don't mind. I like them. They're going to keep adding the international games.
Yeah.
That's probably going to be a weekly thing throughout the entire year.
That's what Kraft wants. That's what Kraft said the other day. He wants 18 games, 2 buys, everyone plays an international game.
Okay, yeah.
And Goodell said it too. He wants 18.
And then
I think we're up to 11 or 12 this upcoming season.
Yeah, and everybody plays a Thursday night game?
I guess, yeah.
Everybody probably plays a Monday or a Sunday night game, I would think. Well, Derek just said Friday has been the key day. Only twice are you allowed to play like the short turnaround. They're going to get rid of that idea.
I was hoping they'd get rid of that stupid 1960 Sports Broadcasting Act.
I know.
But you can't.
No games on Friday night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we can't do it this year. It's the second, what is it, the 2nd September on?
Yeah, right.
So, yes.
That rule goes all the way back to, you're not kidding, like 1961.
Come on. What are we doing?
A lot has changed.
Yeah.
The NFL doesn't lose out to many things.
Yeah. I mean, that is a home run. And that is my baby. Army-Navy followed by Bears-Packers. Come on. Let's do it every single year.
Yeah, that's right. That one. Yeah.
Can't do it because of that act.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can't have the Friday game because of that act this year. Because of how it falls on the calendar.
How many people get to the final week of Circa Survivor?
It's a game changer.
Because as you said, like the wheels are spinning already. How do they make it more creative? Where do the knockout blows come from? If we're going to have 5 combined like on... actually, you could go...
So a triple header on Thanksgiving. They want to play a doubleheader on Black Friday,
there you go.
The way,
you could probably do...
That's 6 games.
Yeah, but do they separate those into 2 different weeks?
Oh. How about you have to make 2 picks?
That could come into play. I don't know if he wants to do that, but...
So you go Wednesday night. Your spot, you might have something there about, the guys get the missed picks. A Wednesday night.
Well, rest assured that will happen.
A triple header on Thanksgiving, a double header on Black Friday. And you get through, then you got to go get ready, reload Sunday.
Right away on Sunday. Here you go. Picks got to be in by Saturday at 3 o'clock. Let's go. All right, stay tuned. Primetime's next. Humans and Murray into Dustin Sweetelson and cashing out. Best of luck with your bets tonight.